All right, I'm going to be going through our first topic of Unit 5, polynomials. So in class, we talked a little bit about graphing polynomials and their features that we have here. So a polynomial is a monomial or sum of monomials. Monomial just means one term. So polynomial means many terms. And so each one of these parts here is a term that's getting added together to form this polynomial. Some important things about these is that the coefficients are real numbers. So that just means that they could be positive or negative, they can be decimals or fractions, but they can't have I in them. We might still see I show up as part of our roots, but it's not going to be one of our coefficients. The other thing is that the exponents are all whole numbers. So whole numbers are positive numbers, and I just want them to be positive and non-fractions. So those would be my whole numbers there. Might see ones that are also negative numbers too. So it should take this form though. And we've already dealt with this here. We've looked at constant functions, we've looked at linear functions, we've looked at quadratics, and now we're kind of just building onto it and adding more features. In class, we did go through and figure out these two graphs, and so it might be beneficial for you to try this out with me, but I am going to plug in these values of x into this equation here. So for example, if I took negative 3 cubed plus negative 3 squared plus 3 times negative 3 minus 3, if I plug that in on a calculator, I'm going to get back, let's see, so this would be negative 27 negatived. So that's positive 27 plus 9 minus 9 minus 3. 27 minus 3 is 24. But I honestly would recommend using a calculator for these if you're uncomfortable doing that kind of math in your head right now, but practicing it is also really good. And I'm just going to go through and I'll swap all of those with a 2 and go through and find the next one. And so if I had all of them being 2, I'm going to get back 3. The rest of them are here on my graph, so I might just steal those numbers. Negative 4. 0, I'm at negative 3, at 1, I'm at 0, and at 2, I'm at negative 1. And again, if I plugged in positive 3 here for all of those values, 3, 3, 3, let's see, what would I get? 3 cubed, so that would be negative 27 plus 9 minus 3. So that's 27. Up 9 would be at negative 18, up another 9 is at negative 8, minus 3 would be negative, let's see, negative 9 minus 3 more is negative 12. So when I'm considering these points, I really do want to graph all of the ones that I can graph. So those are the ones that I can graph. And these last 2 points, well, they tell me things about my graph. Specifically, the 24 here tells me that on that side of my graph, it's going up. And the negative 12 tells me here it's going down. So I'm going down on this side and up over here. And then I just connected through my dots. Similarly, for my second problem, I'm plugging these numbers in. Maybe I'll plug in one of the easy ones. So 0 to the 4th minus 0 cubed minus 4 times 0 squared plus 4. Well, that's definitely at 4 right there. And again, I might just steal these numbers from the graph, and then I'll find the 2 that are left behind. So, or maybe more than 2. So here, this is at 2, 4, 0, negative 4. And then 3, if I plug 3 in, it's going to be 3 to the 4th minus 3 cubed minus 4 times 3 squared plus 4. Well, let's see. So that's 81 minus 27 minus 36 plus 4. I don't really want to do that in my head, but we will. Minus 27 minus 36. Use a calculator. Plus 4. So I get back positive 22 for that one, which was this number right here. If I did this with negative 2, let's see. So that would be negative 2 squared, which is negative 2 to the 4th. Sorry, negative 2 to the 4th is going to be positive 16 minus negative 8. So that's going to be a plus minus 4 times 4 plus 4. So I'm at 16 minus 16, and then 8 plus 4, that's a 12. And I'm not going to do the last one just because I know it's going to get it too big, but this one here tells me that I'm going up. This one here tells me that I'm going up. So when I'm considering my graph, that's why I'm ending up on both sides right there. And again, I just connected through the rest of my dots. The other thing that we talked about in class was, you can go. Oh. The other thing that we talked about in class was graphing x cubed. So when I'm graphing x cubed, I start, I start at 0, 0, and then I think about my cube. So when x is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I might consider some of those values. So 0 cubed, my y value would be 0, 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. I don't really need to know that one, but that's okay. So I'm going 1 and -1 there, because if I considered my negative options, -1 would go to -1, -2 goes to -8. So then I'm up here at 8 and down at -8, and I will connect those dots. So those points are my normal cubic function. And then in class, we talked about how the transformations that we learned about with quadratics are really similar for cubics. So here, this would tell me left 2, down 1. And this tells me that it flips, and times a half for all of my y values. So I'll do that times a half right now. And it's also flipping. So it's really like times a -1/2, right? So I'd get 2 times a -1/2 gets me to 4 times a -1/2 gets me to 1/2, 0, -1/2, -4. I'll use those points and do each one of them. Oh, I can do this one too, -13.5. So my 2 points, I have -2 down 1 right there, and then the 1/2 and 1/2. The next one was up at 4. 4 up from it, over 2 down 4 from it. And this right here is my graph. So I will connect my dots for that one. So transformations, we've seen them before. Hopefully that's okay. Here are a few others that we had you all looking at. So this one is going to the right 3. No other transformation though, so it's right there. Follow my parent function guidelines, going up to 8, down to 8, and connect my dots. Another one right here, this one just has us going down 4. So I start at down 4, over 1, let's see, up 8, so that'd be 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8's just off the graph. Okay. And I have some other challenging ones that you guys can try out. The answers to all of them are right there at the bottom. And that's all we're going to talk about in this video. Try out those. Try out the homework for Skill 18. That was the one to check out. So thank you for that. Thanks for watching.